Good morning, guys. I'm glad to be here talking with you again. I hope you're all staying safe and that you did some fun things this week. Remember that it's nice to do fun things, but you need to be doing some schoolwork to keep your brain strong, helping with chores because your parents need help during this time, and having some quiet time every day because quiet time is good for you and helps your brain stay healthy. And don't just eat chips and candy. Make sure to eat some fruits and vegetables so your body stay healthy and strong. I don't want you guys to have a lot of cavities and be sick the next time I see you. And you, yeah, you, stop picking your nose. I told you that last week. Stop it. Before we get into today's lesson, I want us to say our opening. Repeat after me if you'd like. We are Unitarian Universalists. We are the church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Together, we care for our earth and work for friendship and peace in our world. Thank you, guys. Let's get going. Last Sunday, we talked a little bit about signs. In case you don't remember, signs are things we do that mean something, like waving at someone to say hi or smiling to let people know we're happy. I also mentioned that there are some signs that we are Unitarian Universalists, or UU, like being kind to others, sharing our stuff with other people, or picking up trash on the ground. Today, we're going to talk about rituals, which are things that we do a lot, and we typically do it the same way every time. What are some rituals you have? Think about when you were going to school. Were there some things you did in the mornings that you did the same way every time? I think some things you would be doing would be picking out your clothes, getting dressed, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, eating breakfast, maybe going to class. And when you got to class, there were more rituals. Your teacher may have you do some dances or some stretches in the morning, maybe some quiet reading time. Then you learn some math and reading. You take a break for lunch and a break for recess, and then you go home. And then once you get home, your parents usually have you do the same things, like do homework, do some chores, play for a little bit, and then you eat, take a bath, and go to bed. When you wake up, go to class, get home, or get ready for bed, you know what is going to happen and when it's going to happen. That's because they are all rituals. I want you to think about some other rituals that you or your family may have. Like maybe your family does something for your birthday or what you do on certain holidays like Halloween or Thanksgiving. There are even rituals we have as members of the UU Church, like saying our opening, lighting the chalice, and singing songs and services. These rituals, like the signs we talked about last week, help remind us that we are UU and are part of a bigger UU family. Different people have different rituals, and that's okay. It's okay to be different as long as you're not hurting anyone or making someone else feel bad about themselves. Rituals can change, though. When you got a new teacher in school, did she have new activities for you guys to do every day? Do your parents have you do the same things in the house, or do they change as you get older? Think about some rituals you may have with your friends, some things that you say or games that you play a lot. Have you changed those things as you've gotten older? What about when new friends joined your friend group? When new people join a group, they can bring fun new ideas that change the rituals of the group. Change can be a scary thing, but change can be a very good thing. It can show us exciting new ways to do things, so don't be afraid to try something new as long as it's safe and your parents say it's okay. Today, I want to share a story with you guys about rituals. Pay close attention because I'm going to ask you a few questions at the end, and if you say the answers nicely enough to the screen, I might be able to hear you. Now, the story is called Abby's Birthday. Excuse me. Kamal was excited because his best friend Abby's birthday was today. Kamal's mom was in the kitchen drinking coffee from the cup he had gotten her for Mother's Day. He said, "Good morning, Mom. Are you ready to go shopping for Abby's birthday card?" Kamal's mother got into the car behind the wheel, and Kamal jumped in the back and buckled his seatbelt. He watched his mother look behind her to make sure the road was clear before she backed the car out of the driveway. Kamal watched the road. Every time he saw a Volkswagen Beetle, he yelled, "Slug bug!" His mom tried to say it before he did, but she wasn't fast enough. At the store, Kamal was amazed at the long rows of cards. There were anniversary cards, sympathy cards, holiday cards, thank you cards, and even cards from one pet to another. Kamal looked through the birthday cards until he found the one that he thought would make her, and by her I mean Abby, laugh. Sherry said, "Should we buy a present for Abby?" Kamal answered, "No, because I made Abby a present." Sherry, Kamal's mom, said that was thoughtful. This made Kamal feel good. That afternoon, Kamal and his mom walked to Abby's house for the birthday party. The house was decorated with balloons and crepe paper streamers. First, the children played games while the parents all talked about boring parent stuff. Then everyone came to the table and sang happy birthday to Abby. She made her wish and blew out all 8 candles on her cake. In one breath, she blew out all 8 candles with one blow. It's crazy. Abby had said that people didn't have to bring presents because being at her party was enough to make her happy. But some kids brought presents anyway, like Kamal. His gift was wrapped up in a newspaper. Abby unwrapped it and smiled. Kamal had made a picture frame and put a picture of him and put a picture of Abby in it right next to each other. "Side by side," said Abby. "That's the way we'll always be." She told Kamal thank you and gave him a hug. That made Kamal feel good. That night at dinner, Kamal and his mother lit the chalice that sits in the middle of their kitchen table. As always, their nightly ritual included his mom saying, "This is the end of another day that we were blessed to share together." "What was your favorite part of today, Kamal?" "Making Abby happy," Kamal said. Well, that was a nice little story, don't you think? So, what kinds of rituals did you hear in that story? Were there any rituals in this story that you guys do or maybe have seen other people do? Why did Abby have candles on her cake? And why did Kamal's family light a chalice when they got home? Was it because they needed light at the table? Or was there maybe another reason? I'll go over the answers to these questions next week, but for now, just be thinking about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our time together. Next week, we're going to go over symbols. Symbols are things that we can see or touch that show us things that maybe we can't see or touch, like America. Just think about that. I want you to think about that just a little bit before we get back together next week. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get back to the church and actually see you guys again. But until then, I hope you guys are learning a little something from me in these videos. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next week.